Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of FoolCraft. Are you looking forward to it? I am. I'll tell you why, because I get to play FoolCraft twice a week. When I make these FoolCraft episodes, I take a day, well, any episode on my channel, I take a day to make that video, and I always log on to FoolCraft in between, like on the days that I'm not recording, to see what's going on, because there's always problems to find in the base. Now, the first thing to point out is that we have hit 4.3 million nuggets of all of these, which means that they will now be shifting the excess amount into our Singularity maker, which we built in the last episode. We've also got 1.2 million Nether Stars. The reason that I'm pointing that out is because I came on here and found a little bit of a boo-boo, and I also thought I'd found the limit for the infinite storage upgrades. So this thing had 500,000 Nether Stars in it, and then it would stop taking any more, and I thought, wow, that's the limit of the full storage upgrade. I've also found out since then that you can't put more than one on there, but that is not actually the limit. You see, I made a big mistake, and I thought that I was voiding all of the extra Nether Stars that I was getting. So around the back here, we've got another thing full of Nether Stars. I say full, it's only got a few stacks in. There it is, and that thing, oh, and now it's filled up with something else. Well, this thing can go, and I can get rid of it by using this little wrench. If I remove the storage bus, bam, and then break this thing with Choppy McChopface, there we go, and I'll put the Nether Stars into this thing. But the mistake that I made is I had the priority here set to very, very low, and that was just when I was moving some items around over here, and I forgot to change it back. So all of my neutrinium was hidden away in my storage disks, and my Nether Stars were being voided, and it took me a while to figure out what was going on. But while I was over here, I saw that the singularities have been made, and we got 9 of the lapis one. You can count, you can see the numbers on your screen, but that's the one we're getting the most of. Over on this side, it's only emeralds at the moment, and if we click on these things, you can see that one isn't going. This one has just started, lead has just started to reach its cap. Silver's been going for a while now, that one's not even close. Diamonds ain't even close, and emeralds, of course, is doing just fine. I think it's just redstone and quartz over on this side that are suffering. The other ones are coming through a little bit, and so now those will slowly generate over time, but of course we want to increase the amount of farming that we're doing, right? And we've got this little elevator block here. It's actually hooked up to something. Okay, now I cleared out this massive space so that we could build a farm for this project. And I've actually changed my mind now. The reason why is because I was remembering last time I did this, it took me a lot of time to get lots of that fertile dirt, and then I was told that that might not even make a difference to our farming project that we want to do. So I'm talking about the Nether farm over here, and I think we're going to knock this project on its head now. I've got so many Nether Stars it feels entirely pointless, and this is actually the reason that I wanted to do it this way, is because all we had to do was build a bunch of blocks for Woot, and now we've got infinite Nether Stars, and that just doesn't seem very challenging to me. So we challenged ourselves, found out the challenge was too much, and here's what I'm going to do now. You ready for it? We're gonna take all of those. Just like that. So when I built this farm, I didn't really think I'd be coming down to the bottom to change out the seeds, and now that I need to do that, I could possibly... Actually, it kind of looks like I could reach in. Maybe if I remove the block back here, I could... Yeah, I can actually reach everything. Okay, well, I was thinking about reconstructing some stuff here, but I should really save myself the effort, as this episode, what I want to do is a lot of stuff, really. There's loads of little odd jobs around the place that need finishing up, and I'd like to do that. But before we get too stuck into it, I do want to craft a little bit more dirt and farming stations, and actually just fill up this space in the middle. And rather than have the elevator take you to this point, it will probably go below the farm, so then you can walk around and get to this bit. But I'm looking at these things and thinking we can definitely add more to this area so everything can grow faster, and the biggest overlapping area is the middle, of course, so we might as well utilize that space and get the most out of these things. Now, many of you have told me that this will hydrate the soil, so where we have water here, we should actually have one of these things. I'm trying to remember the name of it, and when I look at the top of my screen, it's not there. It's a growth crystal tier 3, so we're probably going to put one where that water is, one below there, maybe one higher as well. We're going to get more of those in place, and we're going to make this thing run very fast. Today feels like my lucky day. I've already crafted up the things I need for the Supremium Hoe, so we got 2 of those. And Beef's area has been chunk loaded, so it was generating tons and tons of chicken manure. So I've been able to make more of this, even though a lot of you tell me that it doesn't make a difference. I'm going to stick to using it, since that's what we've already done. We are doing some serious infrastructure upgrading right here. I have gone and added some extra channels for our MA items. We have 8 farming stations and 4 of them are sharing the same one of these dimensional transceivers, which I'm pretty sure slows it down because it's full almost all of the time, right? So we're actually going to split that up like I've done with these ones, because when we look in here, yeah, you never see it getting full all the way, so I think that might be causing backups. And then we've got 2 additional ones on the end. We're going to add 2 different channels for singularities, and my thinking there was 12 split into 2 is 6, and there are 8 receive slots, so it should be able to handle it, although there will be the occasional seeds as well. Just worried about backups, and then hopefully all of this will hold out as well, because this chest right here, it could do with being upgraded to a diamond at this point, and I believe there is actually like a little, there it is, gold to diamond upgrade. Right, so if we make an iron to gold and a gold to diamond, now don't despair, this will keep all of the items inside of it. Is gold actually bigger than iron? Yes, it is, by a fair way. And now, absolutely massive, so that won't cause us any problems. And look, this one don't even need an upgrade. Well, I've just got done crafting another 24 of these. I'm still in the process of sort of like organizing everything, thinking things through, changing over channels, gathering all of the seeds, and when I jump down here it always confuses me that I go a little bit lower because we've removed that now. So I've got more than enough seeds to plant down in this area, and what we're going to do is fill in the water here. Now can I place that? I can, directly in. I also figured out that we could put these, I'll move that in a second, 1 block higher and 1 block lower, and they should reach everything. Or was it 1 block lower and removing that block there? I can't remember what I counted. It's also kind of tricky to figure out where that is. As well as that, we're going to put them underneath each of these as well. Can you see how there's water down there that's not technically necessary? We're going to put it directly under those as well, and that includes the one in the middle. I kind of expected to be putting more in here, but with a little bit of math, I figured out it's going to be 35.333 recurring. So we're going to put 35 of each in, and then where we got some left over, we'll probably put in something like redstone, which I think is the furthest behind at the moment. Alright, so that's the bottom bit done. Tried to focus on getting diamonds and redstone in the middle area because it has the biggest overlap from the growth crystals. So I want that stuff to grow extra fast, as I've got some plans for the diamonds actually. But yeah, now it's time for the second floor, and this one's going to be a lot easier to fill in because I don't have to go around putting little holes in the ground so I can reach all of the different spots. I've unfortunately made a big mistake. By trying to spread them out all sort of randomized, it means that some of these are going to back up because we're not using conduits to transfer the items, so they don't get transferred fast enough, and as you can see it's backing up with lots of different types of stuff in. I kind of already figured this out earlier, but then I forgot about it. What we need to do is focus on having the same type in the same corner, so this thing only has to send through a couple of items at a time, right? Because if there was, let's say, 7 or 8 different types of seeds around here, then it would get filled up, those 6 slots, very quickly. Well, it's done now, but it is still flawed, and doing some investigating as to why the outputs keep getting full, I've realised that the range is bigger than I thought it was, because we had this grid set up where it was 5 by 5. I thought that was the farming range. It's actually a little bit bigger than that, so there's still overlap, and they're still picking off things from the other areas, which is bad. And I think the solution here is to chuck in a couple of absorption hoppers going to ender chests with like range upgrades, so it can cover the entire area and pick up all the essence that goes on the ground. Because as I wander around here, you can see I just keep picking stuff up, and do you know what? I really want to crack on with a bunch of projects in this episode, and I'm kind of getting tired of running into little problems like this where you've somehow managed to overlook something again and it would require rebuilding the whole thing. So rather than doing that, we're going to tidy up here, put in some absorption hoppers, and go check out the Singularity farm. So we won't notice an immediate difference back here, and I've got a feeling it's going to take some more projects to get us to a point where we're actually farming all of the singularities. I was just checking out the recipe of the diamond. Over here with essence, it's 9 essence for 1 diamond, and obviously they're trying to preserve the value of the diamond a little bit there. So I was thinking about other ways we could farm this, And 25 to 50 minutes sounds like a long time, so maybe even using chickens is a slow way as well. And there's probably some other ways, but as of right now, we're going to crack on with a whole bunch of things I've been wanting to do around the base. Lapis is the one we've been farming the most of, and look at this, you see, for every 8 essence you get 12 lapis, so it's no wonder we got the most of those singularities. But anyway, I've been checking up on the numbers. I think lead might have started to tick over here, so we are slowly farming things, but this is going to be a long project for us to do. So we got to finish this farm, and as I work on the middle here, I'm slightly mystified as to why the power here is draining by 10 RF per tick when nothing is being used. Okay, the only thing it's connected to are these spawners, which are currently disabled, and I don't get it. But anyway, I've now configured all of the fans down here. As you can see, they're pushing me around. What they're going to do is push the slimes from all slots here into the very center, and you can see I've made it so they still don't get pushed around when they're right at the very center. However, as soon as they go to this outside bit here, they're going to get pushed back in again. So we're going to fill all of those up with weapons. They're going to be hooked up to the same redstone that turns these on and off. And I've got to turn it off right now so I can put in the slime channels as well, which are probably pretty useless, but I'm going to include them anyway, since that's how we did it before. How about we give this thing a test before we spend ages placing in blocks that might be entirely unnecessary. We're going to go with Choppy McChopface in all of these things right here. I mean, look at that, a whole inventory full of them. Is that what you're expecting to see this season? I don't know. But the reason we're choosing that one is because it's got looting and fortune. And the Queen of Hearts only has looting. Now, I doubt that fortune actually affects it. But just in case it means we get more drops overall, I think I'll go for this. You know, remember, it is modded, so there is a chance, I guess, that it could be slightly different from vanilla. So every one of these has been individually configured and upgraded. The redstone is all hooked up. There are absorption hoppers with upgrades to pick up items. Those haven't been hooked up yet, but we are doing a test. Oh, and actually, I believe I know why this is draining energy. Yes, let's go check on something first. I believe this here is the problem. The reactor, which we haven't upgraded in a while, we have 510 Iscalium. I set up the dimensional transceiver at the other end to use this channel right here, and it is sending, but if we think about what happened over there, it was draining 10 RF per tick from the capacitor bank, and that's how much it costs to run one of these. So I believe that this thing, for some reason, is broken. So maybe it needs picking up and placing down again, in which case we should see energy leaving this, but nothing's changed. Aha, I disabled it there. Okay. Well, let me tell you about another plan that I've got. Since that farm is creating Iscalium for us, I thought we could run it off of our Iscalium power supply, right? And then slowly it would get more and more over time, and that farm would get faster and faster. Kind of pointless now that we've got our solar power, I know, but I like doing these things, and it's a little bit of fun for me. Alright, I like the long battery. I like that you can see it charging up from out here. That's pretty cool. When we flick this lever, we are going to activate the wireless signal at the top to turn on the spawners. We're going to activate all of the fans and all of the mechanical users. Straight away, absolute chaos. And clearly there is no need for any of those slime channels, right? That's absolute madness going on right there. Jeez. Okay, that's pretty spectacular. Let's turn it off now because this thing is going to fill up with items. Oh, look at that. They're full straight away. Alright, we've got to build the infrastructure for dealing with that now. So we used a bunch of drawers last time to send through all of the loot bags. This time we're going to use some noisy ender chests. That's 8 of them opening all at once. You can see the items going through. I'm pretty sure these were supposed to have a diamond on, but if you ever played around with these ender chests, sometimes when you pick them up and place them down, they lose the diamonds, so don't even worry about that. It goes to a place, and we actually want this thing to be active while we're going to go configure this, because I'm pretty sure this is going to get it backed up very quickly from all the loot bags that we have coming through. So we might or might not see that straight away. Well, imagine that this is backed up because all of these are filled up with loot bags. I think what we should do is add some filters. And yeah, this is going to work. Okay, so what we're going to do is add an insert filter over here, like that, and then one over on this side for these two types. The ones we're the least interested in, right? Common and uncommon. So all the rest get prioritized to the rest of those over there. In fact, what I probably want to do is then blacklist them from going into those other ones. And then we also use priority as well. This area is very difficult to work with because it's so small and I've added so much stuff in here. But this one that goes into the trash can, I think we're going to put a filter on here so it sends in slime balls as well, which I'm kind of... Oh, wait, do we have... Aha, so it's on the extract over here. Well, I was thinking of creating a priority system, but that's actually separate, so I'm going to have to rethink this. Boy, oh boy, did I just run into some problems there. Yeah, I forgot to void the XP, so I had to go back and add a bunch of fluid trash cans over there. But anyway, I figured out the logic. It's pretty simple. We want to move the slime balls and these loot bags into this conduit network, which is now separate from the other one. And then we got these things on either side, right? But they've got a higher priority than the trash cans. So it means that once these are backed up and there's nowhere for them to go, then they're going to go into the trash. So we're not going to end up opening a crazy amount of those, but enough to keep whatever decent resources that come out of there ticking over. So then I think there is another thing on top of there. There you go. That's also going to move common and uncommon into these ones, which, yep, as you can see, they're filled up with them, which we don't want. So now those are going to be dedicated to the other types. They're only going to do the rare, the epic, the legendary, and then these three down here, which is exactly what we want. So we shouldn't have any issues with these things backing up now, although it might take a moment to catch up. And no surprise, those are full, so that means some of them are getting trashed, and over here you can see we're keeping on top of all of the items coming in here. I thought we were automatically opening these. Whoopsie, that's a lot of bags. And the absorption hoppers here are going to pick everything up. By the way, I've added extra ones because I was doing some testing and it racks up on slime balls so much that... Yeah, that's filled up, no surprise. Yes, I've added this in here, so 4 more extra absorption hoppers. And now, well, I guess I could hang out here because as they get opened, they're just going to get put back in. But that was a bit of a silly one right there. Yep, or I could just continuously right-click on this. This is actually working. Hi, was that all of them? There's still a few more around. Oh. We're not done with the farm just yet, but I'm taking a break, and it's a good time because we've got all of those pet bags to go through the system. I've just noticed what Beef's done with the roof here. That's kind of cool. But I just made use of something, okay? You can double-click on the word that you've searched, and it helps highlight things for you, and that is awesome. I just went and checked on the singularities. Some of the others are starting to come through now. But we're going to need to find diamonds a lot faster, and so I figured that we would pinch some eggs from Beef and we would start our own diamond chicken egg farm. So, temporary area to grow the chickens. Realised the platform weren't big enough for the amount that I want to grow, because I want to get these all at once, you know, just get it done. And you can place these on top of each other. So, can we grow the chickens like that as well? We can. Amazing. We can have them growing on these floating little islands. That is superb. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. Whoopsie. Okay, we've lost one. There's a little bit of a lag spike. I can blame it on that, right? Just up the top here, what we're going to do is chuck down another absorption hopper. These things are so handy. Chuck in an upgrade just to make sure it can get the whole area. And then let's go up, item, and put this big old chest above it. So I'm gonna, you know, put all of these diamond chicken eggs in place, and then I'm gonna go AFK for a bit and have my lunch. The sound of chickens pooping never sounded so good, did it? Let's do a quick thing. No, that was not my quick thing. Let's try again. Yeah, there we go. Alright, pulled all of those back. Wow, these chickens look so cool, man. They give me a really cool idea as well. Really cool idea for something. Oh, did I kill it? But that is a lot of diamonds, right? I've been gone for about an hour, and that is quite a large amount. Not really sure if it's going to translate to much in terms of our singularities, like how many of that will produce a day, but it's a good start, and we can always rack up more of these diamond chickens. But now what we need to do, I guess, is put them into a proper home, or maybe I'll just leave them like this for now. Oh, that reminds me. We're getting some quests completed here. Right, I'm going to put a few of them in those chicken coopy things so that we can collect their eggs, right? So we can make more of them. Aha, look, I forgot about this. Why can't I move this? I can't move this thing very easy, can I? I guess I've got to zoom out. There we go. Do we get anything good for this? It's just going to be some loot chests by the looks of it. Okay, well, we can open those together. 5 of them in total, right? And I think that's, yeah, that's pretty much all of them that I've done. Okay, let's see what we get. We've never done this on FoolCraft. We've done it on Hermit Skies, of course. That's a lot of stuff. That's probably going to fill up my inventory. This thing may or may not be good. I really have no idea. And you know what? I don't think we're itching to put anything like that into a machine. Frienderman Pearl. Oh, we have passwords thing. Do you know what? We've updated the pack to 2.6. It might have added all of the carbon stuff in here, because that wasn't in here before. Right, and now it is. I think it wasn't in here before. Okay, nothing good looking from there. My inventory's starting to get full now. Nothing good again. Yeah, these aren't particularly great, are they? Okay, the last one. Also not really that good. This one now has a hat. Not sure how it got that hat, but okay. And keep in mind, peeps, all of this that you're seeing right here is temporary. I've got a little bit of a plan for something really cool that we could build right here, and something in the end as well. We're going to save that, though, probably for the next episode. And what I've done here is just set up a simple Ender.io conduit network to pull all these things, put them into our master input chest. And of course we're doing this so that we can get some eggs and make some more of these diamond chickens. There's just one last thing to do, and that's to place down a chunk loader so this thing will be running around the clock. Hey, check it out. We got a silver singularity, our first one of those. Excellent. And that gives us another quest, which means probably another rubbish reward. Oh, and we get an Endis Pearl rewards for that as well. Excellent. Let's chuck that into there. Bam, and let's open this. Yeah, nothing but rubbish again, although rainbow curry, that sounds kind of nice. With the exception of this, the area down here is now ready for decoration, and I've done some vanilla redstone over here, as I don't really know of anything in modded that does exactly what I want to do, which is basically create a really long pulse lengthener. So over here we've got a lever. This is going to turn on the farm by giving a signal to the transmitter, and it's going to turn this thing on. So you can see all the comparators are active. We're now no longer getting slimes to spawn because that thing isn't being powered by the lever. And this one here slowly decays, meaning that the farm is still running for a while after the slimes have spawned. And eventually the signal will drop, the redstone will turn off, and all of these things up here will deactivate, which I'm hoping will happen right now. There you go, bam, and the farm has turned off in its entirety. That is going to be it from me this episode of FoolCraft. I do hope you have enjoyed it. We'll be doing some building and decorating in the next episode. I've got some plans already for that one, but that is it from me, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.